The purpose of this little video is to show how we can extract visuals that we're going to need to inject into an article that are not, these are the visuals that we need to gather besides images. And what the purpose of this is if we can figure out, let's say we have this keyword, dementia home care, for example. We want to see what the top 10 ranking pages have for visuals, because often Google is going to help rank an article or a web page that has really helpful visuals. And we want to basically copy those, but then we can reference those so that way we're doing everything appropriately. We can reference that material if it's helpful and if it pertains, if somehow it's applicable to the article that we're writing. It adds value, visual value, instead of just, you know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so this is like an infographic, right? Or some graphic that might be useful is worth a lot to Google also. So let's take, for example, dementia home care. And what we want to do, we want to create a Google Doc. And what we could do is we can name it visuals gathered, and we can have the keyword at the very, within that somewhere. So visuals gathered, let's just do, and then let's do the keyword there. So dementia home care. So visuals gathered, dementia home care. This is going to be neat. We need to save it in a particular place so that the content creation handoff and the deploy team can have access to this material, and we can get it deployed onto the web page. And we need to make sure we have appropriate referencing. So we need the link where everything is found as well. So visuals gathered, this is dementia home care. So if we were to search dementia home care in Google, we want to skip down past these ads at the top. And we go down to some of the first web pages that are found here. And all we're going to do is we're going to right click, open link in new tab, right click, open link in new tab. We can just do that for all of these real quick. It's very simple. Right click, open link in new tab, right click, open link in new tab. You just open those up, and that's going to be the top 10 results. Is just the first page. We don't need to go beyond that. There we go. So that's the first page. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, one by one, take a look and just skim through. Is there any visuals, like infographics, charts, anything? This is kind of helpful. So questions to ask potential in-home providers. So that's kind of a nice little list. I actually kind of like that. Questions to ask potential in-home providers. Are you trained? Are you trained in dementia care? I think that's actually super useful, but it's not necessarily a visual. I just really like that. Going down, there's really no visuals on this one, so we can close that one. Next one, really it looks like just an article also, so we can close that one also. Dementia care, there's a nice little list. Really no visuals here. And then scroll down this next one. Is there anything? An infographic? I don't see any on that one either. So far it's not a really good example of what to do, but that's okay. These are ranking. So what this is telling us, even if we have one or two infographics, we're probably going to outdo the quality of all of these articles in that regard. So far we close that. And just kind of look for some sort of visual. Boy, this keyword's not the best of examples. No visuals on that one. Lots of pictures. I want to mention here, check out these pictures. This is home instead. This is kind of a good example of some pictures that, I mean, it's very branded. That's really nice. Ours doesn't have to be so branded, but I really like these pictures for this article. But what we're looking for is we're looking for visual value. So far, we're not really finding much. Well, so far, this is not a very valuable Loom video. Related information. What is dementia? Okay, let's see. What is this? Living well with dementia. Here we go. So here's a good visual. So we found one. And we want to look through this to make sure this is actually useful, but personal factors like age, gender, education. So this is actually pretty good. So do you see how they used a visual here and then they reference where they got that visual? So this is live in home care. So if you open this visual up, this is actually the source of where they got this. And it might take a sec, but this is where they got it. They found a good visual here, or they made one. Somehow they just sourced this whole thing. But if you look here, living well with dementia, this is a really good image, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of a good graphical representation of so if we can copy this image. So for example, if we were to copy this image, we go back to our visuals gathered, and all you have to do is you paste that in, but we need to show where we got this source. We got this off of here, and we may need to research a little bit better to see actually where this comes from. So if we can reference it appropriately, we might actually have to reference that link right there, exeter.ac.uk. So we might have to just search that a little bit more, this exerter or whatever this is, and we might have to link that. Okay, so we've got that link, and we've got that link, and we could do a little bit more research on that, but at least we've got the visual for the topic, and we've got the link of where it's found. So those are the important things. So then what we could do is we scroll down a little bit more. Let's see if there's another visual. Let's see. I don't see any other visuals for that. Okay. And here's some nice links for some of the most relevant. Actually, this is actually fantastic. These links down here: Mayo Clinic reference, Alzheimer's Association reference, CDC link. I mean, this is actually pretty dang awesome to have these links in your material. Not that we have to have it, but I think these are so authoritative that it's not a bad idea to, I'm going to go way down here. I'm going to consider reference links. I'm just going to put those in here. So consider those. That's not really what we just kind of found that along the way, so I'm just going to make that somewhat of a separate thing here. So what I'm doing is I am looking at the top 10 ranking articles or the top 10 ranking material. I'm looking for visual material, and along the way I found a little extra something, and I'm just going to put that underneath here. So if you find something else besides the visuals, it's like, hey, let's consider this because of these top 10 rankings. That might be worth just putting kind of below all the visuals down below. Okay, so that's basically what we're doing, and then we can close out of that one, and we can close out of this one, and this is the other one that was ranking, and I don't see any visuals on this one either. So we can close out of that one. Now last of all, I'm going to come up here. This is dementia home care. These are the top 10 that we looked at. We opened those up in new tabs. Finally, I'm going to come over to images. I'm just going to click images now. I'm going to see, is there, now you notice here, this image is one of the top that's ranking here. And so that's cool. So look down for any sort of graphical, look at this, dementia and Alzheimer's care at home. This is a YouTube video that Google says, hey, this is actually really helpful. We might want to copy this and consider this as a resource also. So it's not necessarily an image visual that we're looking for, but it's a video. And so I'm going to put that also down below as a video here. So I'm just going to write video, YouTube video. Okay. So what we're doing, this is like a Frankenstein ranking method also. If you want to rank, you find what's currently ranking that Google might be like, okay, this is really helpful. This is very valuable. And usually it's infographics, usually it's images, but also sometimes there's really valuable video here too, or reference links that you find along the way. We call that the Frankenstein kind of you find bits and pieces of what's already really working well with Google. Oh, here you go, professional care providers. Look at this. So this is a visual. Look at this visual here. So home care service providers, caretakers, migrant care. Here we go. Look at this. Home. So this kind of breaks it into individual providers of home care source, professional care providers. This kind of takes a look at the different types of home care service providers that Google is saying, hey, this might be an image that could speak something in 1,000 words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this image. I'm going to, let's visit that website here. This is where it's found. So what we would do is we would right click, we would copy image, we'd go over to visuals. This is exactly what you want to do. You want to paste that image, and then you want to make sure that you copy exactly where that came from. And so this is what's currently ranking. So you copy what's ranking first, and then you might copy the original where it's from. So this is an economic analysis of home care article, full text available, site. So this is if we were going to click on site of where this is found. This is this particular publication, I believe. Citation, download, how do you want to cite this thing? I don't know, I'm not the best when it comes to citing. Let's see, no, let's not do that. Let's see, where is this actual source? There's an article, download full text. Let's just download the full text, and there might be something else. Oh no, you got to join this to do it. Anyways, don't go too crazy. If we found it on that site, we just need to reference appropriately is all we really need to do. We can reference what's currently ranking, and I think that's just fine for now. Okay? So that is what we have here so far. So we have, which is nice, we've got ResearchGate. That's pretty authoritative. We've got an image. We've got this visual, and it really should only take maybe 10 or 15 minutes. It really shouldn't take too long, but I'm explaining a lot, trying to be very thorough. Let's look and see if there's one more thing that might pertain. Let's see, this is a visual, but let's see if it pertains here. New study highlights challenges at home dementia care for providers. This is really actually relevant, I think, to our keyword. So medical characteristics, you've got 5 to 10 comorbidities, fair to poor health, hospital stay in last 12 months, unintentional weight loss, bothered by pain, depression. And this is a new study highlighting challenges at-home dementia care. So this is actually quite perfect also. And we only need a few of these infographics or images. But what this is proving to Google is that we are really worth looking at so that they don't have to scour through the whole internet. We're going to be the most valuable source where people can find what they're really looking for. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this image and I'm going to put it down here. This is our third infographic / image type thing, and we got that one from here. So again, copy the source. We have to have the source, and you put the source right underneath it. Okay, so far so good. And 5 signs it's time for dementia home care. And you know, that's really cool too, but we're not going to actually have 5 signs. So care of home. So yeah, I think that's good. We don't want to go through and get too crazy, but we just find a handful of these. If we can find 3, fantastic. If we can find 5, that's good. If we can find even more easily, great. Types of in-home services for dementia patients. I just want to look at this one and then I think we could be done. Types of in-home services for dementia patients. Companion services, personal care services, homemaking services, skilled care services. Open link in new tab. Let's just go see what this is. yourdementiatherapist.com. Alzheimer's dementia. Care for patients. This is a very specific page for a very specific service. Your dementia therapist. Is that skilled care? No, I don't think we need that one. So that's very, very, very branded towards this other service, and it doesn't really add value for what people are really looking for per se. So I think we're done. So I wanted to show this kind of a long video, but I think it's very useful to see how to do this Frankenstein method to gather visuals or infographics or imagery that could possibly add value to the story we're trying to tell or the value we're trying to give when it comes to dementia home care, that particular article. Now we can hand this off and we can decide on adding these in with the article and make it even more valuable so that it can rank at the top of Google. If your business is already at 2.5 million or more, we invite you to check out our 10x Accelerated program at 10xflowseo.com, where we can work together to help you reach 50 million or over 100 million per year. If you're not yet at the 2.5 million per year, then feel free to like and subscribe to help keep applying all this video knowledge, our entire playbooks designed to help you get to 2.5 million per year for free.